We're going to be talking to Matthew Neff. He's the global head of product at SkipTheDishes and Just Eat. Matthew has personally spent a lot of time in helping create a great payments experience for customers on SkipTheDishes. Since you've been on Stripe for the last few months, you've seen some interesting results. Can you share with us what you've seen, results, learnings?
Yeah, definitely. We, at our core at SkipTheDishes, have always viewed ourselves as a tech company, and we usually have a build-it-first mentality. So whenever we're looking at partnering with another company and putting that on somebody else, we're very picky about who we select as a partner. And I can say for us, Stripe has been our most successful partner relationship in the software space. Because since going over to Stripe, we've seen a 6% uptick in our payment processing approval rates, which you increase your payment processing approval rates, you're going to convert more customers. And when I look at the impact of that on our business, for every 1 million transactions we look at, that's 60,000 people who are getting a better experience and who are experiencing our service. So being a small town guy from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, that's over double the population of the hometown that I'm from. The other thing that we've seen is a further 30%. So from our peak of chargebacks, we're down 90%, a further 30% since moving to Stripe. It's at an all-time low. And then some of the other features that we've been able to leverage and get a lot of value out of is things like radar. So our old process for looking at putting new fraud controls in place, you always have to ask yourself, is this going to result in false positives? So we would implement a rule in the background, run it in the background, evaluate that rule, and make a decision if we were going to implement it in production. With things like radar, we just look at that rule against all of our historical data and can make quick decisions on, does this new rule, whether it's velocity rules or anything, make sense to change in our business.
So earlier this year, you transferred all of your processing volume over to Stripe, enterprise-level deployment. I think you did it in under 3 months. How were you able to pull off such a large migration project like that successfully in such a short time frame?
We brought the whole Stripe team on site right at the start of the project. Because I'm sure everybody here has worked on the project where you and your team lead scope it out, you imagine how it's all going to work, you write the tickets, you send them out to all the developers, and when it's time to merge the front end with the back end, things just don't quite work how you expect them to. So we went, we're going to avoid that. Let's have the Stripe team come on site with us in Winnipeg, engineers and everything, and let's talk about how this flow is going to work and how this solution is going to work. So Winnipeg, beautiful place to visit in January for the guys. Minus 30 weather. It was unseasonably warm for them while they were there visiting. But that was a critical part of the project, getting a shared understanding at the start. The second thing we did is we invited them into our Slack channel. So we used Jessica Yan as deployment services. We had Jamie as our account manager right in our Slack channel. So if we needed something between our team and the Stripe team, there was no hesitation of bouncing emails back and forth. The other thing that we did was very, very quick decision making. So anytime we needed a decision or a direction on something, it was very, very quick and responsive. And that's really some of those things are what has helped us deploy it so quickly.